Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and say hello to the Audi RSQ3 Sportback, the fastest small SUV that you can buy with a near 400 bhp engine with 5 cylinders and also in this striking Kyalami green color. So in today's video, let's find out everything in detail about what makes this car an exciting, powerful little SUV. But before we move forward, please make sure to press that subscription button and also make sure to press that bell icon and leave all the notifications on, so that way you will never miss any video uploads from my channel. Now, compared to the standard Q3, on the RS version of this Q3, there are a few things which are different, and there are also lots of optional extras which I'm going to be explaining as and when we come across around the car. So the first thing that you get as an optional extra also is this black pack. So everything out here that you see has been completely given in black, including these Audi rings in black, the RSQ3 mentioned out here, and this massive grille out here with this glossy black plastic. So yeah, it looks really cool. These especially the green and the black combination. I don't know, just let me know in the comment section below, because I am super impressed by this color. Let me be honest, because wherever I've taken this car, everyone has been noticing it. You get more black color plastic trims out here, the shiny ones around it. Even at the bottom there is this front splitter which is given in black, more grills at the bottom, and then there is the sensor out here. There is this slit out here which is plastic one. So yeah, there is nothing like a vent or anything. It's just like a plastic trim which has been given, but in a glossy one, so it looks really sorted out here. There are also these headlight washers which are given on both the sides, and when it comes to these headlights, this is an LED headlight cluster, complete one. There are also DRLs at the bottom, and then the same DRLs convert into the turn signals. There are also cornering lights, so these headlight clusters are also dynamic headlight clusters, and the main one is again LED. Now on the sides you get these massive 21-inch rims in this dark grey design, and it really suits the car, these rim designs as well. There is also this RS badged caliper out here with the ceramic brake disc. So yeah, this is also the part of the RS package that you get. There are also the RS Sport suspension that you get, and the overall the RSQ3 Sportback sits 10 millimeters lower than the standard Q3. So yeah, this like a bit to make it a little more sporty in terms of the driving experience. There is also this black color skirting at the bottom, glossy one, and the whole point of the Sportback is the design, which is the sloping one out here. And then you get these thicker arches out here, very similar to the Urus or the Bentley Bentayga, but yeah, looks really cool, especially when you see it from the side mirror. And then again 21-inch rims out here, but yeah, there is like a sloping roofline, and even there is like a lift spoiler out here, small one, which has been given, which is in the black one. You have the radio antenna which is in black. So yeah, all the black bits which are going to be in chrome usually in a Q3 are all given in the black color trim, and even there is a black color surround around these windows as well. And when you come to the side mirror, this is again an optional extra, which is the side mirror has the carbon fiber housing, and these side mirrors are power foldable. They are also power adjustable. They have the blind spot warning inside them. There is also an LED turn signal inside them, and there is also the Audi Sport projection lights given in the door itself. These doors are smart keyless entry doors in the front. There is also an RSQ3 badging on the door sills. Now in the back you get completely LED tail light cluster with even the turn signals, which are the dynamic ones, so you get the sequential turning signals in the back. And then yeah, the whole cluster is made up of LEDs, and at the bottom there is this RSQ3 badging again in the black, part of the optional black pack, and these Audi rings in the black. And in terms of the visibility, it's actually pretty restricted, because there are these pillars out here, and even there are these sort of trims which are given on both the sides. So yeah, the visibility is a little restricted, especially when there are passengers sitting in the rear seat as well. And at the bottom you would notice these sort of vents which are given, but they are not the real vents, but just the plastic trim which is given from one end and it goes to the other end. At the bottom there is this glossy piece of plastic which has been given, and next to that you would see dual exhaustive massive ones, and inside that there are couple of tips which are from the inside, but the eventual ones are just the dual exhaust tip, and they are also in this black color glossy metal that they have given. But it's actually quite a decent sounding engine. In fact, have a listen to it. And then there is also this plastic diffuser which has been given at the bottom, like in the normal plastic, and then somewhere, you know, this sort of honeycomb mesh type structure of plastic which has been given. There is also a bit of small step out here that gives, you know, that bit of extra, you know, bit of boot space also. Now when it comes to the boot space, you get, it's a motorized tailgate. So out here, you in this standard setting, you can put 530 liters of luggage in the back. There is also this boot separator, but I have removed so I can show you that, you know, it can actually just sit in the on the boot floor itself. It's quite easy, you know, just you have to untie a couple of threads and then just put it down. But yeah, it consumes a little bit of you know, your boot space that way. There are also these steel scuff plates out here, like real shiny ones, which are given. There's more storage on both the sides, some more tying points and hooks and everything which has been given. There's also a net which has been given so that you can, you know, tie down your luggage. So yeah, that's also inbuilt and given with this car itself. At the bottom you would find, in fact, a lot of things, but the first thing is that here's like a cool thing, you know, there are clips on both the sides, so you can keep this boot floor, you know, open if you want to do anything. And then at the bottom you would find a spare wheel and also the battery. There is also a repair kit. There is also a compressor, air compressor to fill air. So lots of things which are given in the back, and pretty much the entire toolkit which has been given. So yeah, pretty, you know, great use that ways of the boot floor space. Now the seats are foldable in a ratio, the rear seats are foldable in a ratio of 40:20:40. So you have to do that from the front only, like you have to go in the front, and then once I fold them down, it's that way, it's pretty easy. You just have to, you know, pull the strings given on the side. So yeah, in this setting you can put 1525 liters of luggage, and this is actually pretty decent, to be honest, because it's a pretty huge space and it's pretty even also. There is no step or anything apart from this boot separator which you get. But then that also helps you in, you know, loading your luggage inside that way, because it's got a bit of a slope. So the otherwise it's kind of decent, although it's a little more horizontal space instead of the, you know, vertical space, because the seats are that way, is a little thicker. So yeah, they just consume a little bit of boot space, but otherwise it's quite decent. Now the interior of the RSQ3 Sportback is quite similar to the standard Q3. There are only few changes to, you know, the interior that way, in terms of the steering and in terms of the material choice, so that, you know, it makes it a little more sporty. So the dashboard out here is soft touch, you know, plastic which has been given. Out here also soft touch, real soft. And on the sides you are going to be resting your hand on the door cards. That's where they have given Alcantara. So yeah, this is a part of the RS version. Out here, even on the top of the dashboard, it's Alcantara, really nice, neat, and, you know, quality touch it looks. Out here there's this carbon twill which has been given like a panel, and yeah, out here there is a quattro badging. Now this quattro badging also illuminates, so there are also mood lightings inside this car, and you get 30 different light combinations that you can select from, including this quattro, the badge which illuminates. Really looks cool at night. And then you can easily change the lights from inside the infotainment screen. You can go in and change all the different, you know, lights that you want. So yeah, I prefer to keep it green because the car is green. So yeah, green and green, yeah, makes it a green car. And out here there is like the normal plastic given. Even at the bottom there is this carpeting which has been given. Out here this is like a soft touch where you're going to be resting your hand, so that armrest is soft. So yeah, overall the choice of quality is really good. Even the steering wheel has leather covered. So yeah, and I'm going to come to the seats because they are Alcantara seats. So yeah, really, you know, nice touches that they have given to make this car a little more sporty and a little different from the Q3. Now when it comes to the multi-information display, you get a 12.3-inch TFT screen on your dashboard, and it's a really bright screen. It's not a dull one, especially right now also because there is sun directly falling on it, but it's very bright. And you get two dials on both the sides, and on the dials itself in the center also there is some more information, so you can change that information by going into the infotainment screen, and you can change the design of these dials from classic to the sports. And sports display also you can customize, and even the classic ones also you can customize what information you want to see in between those dials. And then there is also information in the center of both these dials, so on that you can see your information like your date and time, your fuel consumption. There is also the short-term memory consumption in that, and then the long-term consumption, fuel consumption. Then there is the driver assist, which tells you how far you are from the car in the front. Then when you go to the next screen, you have the media information. Then the next one is the note. If your phone is connected to it, then you can see that too. So yeah, that is in terms of the usage of this screen. It's pretty simple, and yeah, there are like fun graphics which are going on. There is no laggy or anything, so that way it's easy to just handle the screen also. And there is also a view button which has been given on the steering wheel, so when you press that, you can reduce the dials to become a little smaller on both the sides, and big screen in the center where you can see all your information, driver assist, and all of those same informations that you can see. So you can switch very easily. There is only just one different view mode that you can change it to. So on the move it's also quite easy. Now coming to the steering wheel, this is a flat bottom leather covered steering wheel which is also perforated completely, and the steering wheel is manually adjustable, which is your tilt and telescopic, so you can find the right driving position. And yeah, the steering wheel is one of the best features on this RSQ3. I really like the feel of this steering wheel. It's soft, is also a thin one, and also it's got good thumb support out here. There are also paddle shifters out here the back, but those are the plastic ones. I wish they were a little longer at the bottom also, so yeah, while turning it's easier because they are fixed to the steering wheel itself. And there is also the RS badging at the bottom, the Audi rings in the center, and on your right side you would find the controls for your communication and the infotainment controls, your volume and everything. There's also a mysterious star button. I wish that button was replaced with the RS button out here, just like in the Audi RS7. So I recently did the review of the Audi RS7, so you can click on the pop-up banner out here and you can watch that video where they have given an RS button out here which easily lets you switch from different driving modes. So yeah, this star button basically just you can switch from your media controls to radio, and then also you can customize to one more option if you like. So yeah, it can perform two actions that way when you press that button. On the left side you would find the controls for your driver's display, all of it, your view button, your different menu options, and also you can scroll through them and everything. There's also a stick which has been given on the left side behind the steering wheel, which is for your adaptive cruise control and also the speed limiter. So yeah, all the instructions are pretty much marked on the stick itself. Now as a part of the RS package, you get steel pedal sets along with the footrest, and when it comes to the air conditioning, you get straightforward button operated air conditioning system, which is actually quite a surprise because yeah, usually the other Audis have the complicated touchscreen system and all of that, but yeah, on this it's just straightforward button operated, so you can just press the button and switch the air conditioning on, and then in the center you can change the fan speed, and on both the sides you can change the temperature for the driver or the passenger. So you get dual zone air conditioning controls, and you can even change the flow of air and fresh air and everything. So yeah, that is pretty much it. You have gotten used to the air conditioning the moment you entered inside the car. Very good. Now when it comes to the infotainment screen, this is a 10.1-inch colorful display, and it's a very simplified system that way, but there is no haptic feedback unlike the other Audi cars and the models that you get where there is like a haptic feedback. But on this it's straightforward, just the touchscreen operations that you get, and menu options are straightforward on your screen. So you get your radio option, and then you get the media option, and inside the media option you can find the different sources for your connectivity. Now in terms of the connectivity, you can connect to this infotainment system using the Bluetooth, USB, and there is only the wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay option as of now on this RSQ3 Sportback. Then when we go back, you get the telephone option whenever your telephone is connected, then the phone apps when you are connected to the wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can see your different phone apps. Then there is the detailed car option out here where you can change everything related to this car on the move. So you get the Audi Drive Select where you can customize the different driving modes. So you have like a few modes out here: your efficiency mode, comfort, auto, dynamic, individual, and then that individual mode you can customize to change a lot more things inside, like your drive system, your steering, the artificial engine sound which is played inside the car, the Quattro system, you can change all of that from here. Then there is the climate control, you can change the auto air circulation on and off. Then the lights and the vision where you can change the exterior lights, the background light which I had mentioned, you can change that. The parking aid, there is also the driver assist, the various safety systems that you want to switch on and off, adaptive cruise control, speed warning and all of that. Then the settings and the service. So yeah, that's just the quick menu to change all your settings out here. Then you can have the shortcut buttons, and then the detail setting buttons is given in the next screen where you can go inside, and then there are like different options like your general, your display and the brightness, basically your virtual cockpit, the sound on this one. So you get 15 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system on this Audi RSQ3 Sportback, and have a listen to that. There are also shortcut buttons on your left side for your home, your radio, your media, the phone, and also the quick car option, which we went from the normal menu as well. There is also a drop down menu where you can see all your notifications, and also you can quickly access the sound settings of this car. So yeah, that way the screen has been very simplified, and also I like the fact that the screen is nicely merged into the dashboard, where you really won't notice that the screen is separate from the dashboard or sticking out or anything. And also the whole thing is that even the infotainment screen, the air conditioning controls, and all these buttons given at the bottom are all angled towards the driver when you see it from the side. So that helps while driving. It aids the driver, because let's be honest, the driver is most of the times going to be interacting with the car. So for that reason, it's angled towards the driver. Now there is also the volume control which has been given for this infotainment screen, but that is mounted underneath the air conditioning controls, and towards the right side also there is the start stop engine button which has been given. But yeah, that volume control is a little bit of a reach whenever you are driving, because especially I have always flicked the wrong button, which is for the air conditioning, thinking that it's for the volume when I am driving. So yeah, that is because it's just very close to each other, and then there is this blank space in the middle which looks a little odd. Now there are also more buttons given at the bottom for your drive select, your traction control, the engine start stop button, the parking button, and also the hill ascent and descent control. Now on this RSQ3 Sportback you get a normal sunroof, but for some reason on the spec sheet is actually mentioned that it's a panoramic sunroof, although it is pretty big. I would say that it goes way behind the driver that way, but yeah, it's still a normal sunroof. When it comes to the charging, you get two USB ports, one Type-C and one normal USB port given underneath the air conditioning controls, and there's also a wireless charging pad which has been given next to it for your phones, and it's pretty big also, so you can accommodate bigger phones as well. There's also one 12-volt power socket which has been given out here next to the center armrest. But yeah, that is pretty much it in terms of the charging or the connectivity for the front and the rear passengers. In terms of the storage, you can put 1 liter worth of bottle in the door cards and some more storage on the sides that you will find. There's also this charging pad that you can use to store your phones and wallets out here. There are two cup holders along with a slot to put your phone out here, a dedicated one, and then these cup holders are also the flexible cup holders. There's also the slot to put your keys specially, so yeah, there's a dedicated place for that as well. And there is also a small storage which has been given next to the steering wheel on the left side for your wallets or cards or anything. And then there is this glove box with these carpet lining, like a velvet lining actually. Yeah, everywhere they have put this lining inside the storage everywhere, so yeah, makes it feel really plush that way. There's also this small center armrest with the storage inside. You can put like your wallets and phones again. Yeah, that is pretty much it, because it's a little tiny one, and it's also got the slidable one. So I'll come to this issue now, because yeah, when you slide the handrest out here, you pretty much cover one cup holder out here and even this storage for your keys. So yeah, you have to just decide. Yeah, it's but because this handrest, when you put it back while driving, it's a little short, so you have to keep it extended, and then only you can rest your hands while driving. In the rear door cards, you can put 1 to 1.5 liter worth of water and some more storage on the side, while also there are 2 cup holders given in the center armrest. Now when it comes to these seats, these are sporty Alcantara and leather seats with the Alcantara bit in the center where you're going to be sitting, and then the side support and all is in leather, and these are really sporty seats, that's it. But surprisingly, they are really comfortable too, and I know for the fact that it's because it's got the Alcantara, so it gives you that, again, that plush feeling is pretty much everywhere wherever you're going to be interacting with the car, or where you're going to be resting your hands and everything. So yeah, these seats on a long run, though yeah, this is a sporty car, but yeah, on a long run, these seats are really comfortable. And I know for a fact that the suspension on this car is a little on the harder side, but yeah, because of these seats, the journey becomes a little pleasant that way. And there is also this RS inscription on the seats itself. The headrest is covered in the leather, and you also get the manual extension for these seats underneath the thigh on both the driver and the passenger side. So yeah, on the longer journeys, it gives you that extra bit of under thigh support too. Now the driver side seat is 10-way electronically adjustable with 4-way lumbar control, which has been included in the driver side seat, while the passenger side seat is just manually adjustable. Now this RSQ3 Sportback has a sloping roofline compared to the Q3, which has like a normal tall design. So because of that, there is a bit of a headroom issue inside, but that has been figured out by Audi by giving you a cutout out here, so that gives you that extra bit of head space out here. But still, someone about 6 feet may start brushing their head against this ceiling, but yeah, this cutout really helps in giving you that extra bit of head space out here. Even the knee room is just about decent, because these seats are in my driving position, and also these seats have like the shape and like cutout which has been given, so that gives you that extra bit of knee room out here. But you cannot slide your feet under the seat that way. I mean, you can, you're sitting that way, is quite straight up, and also these seats are again a mixture of Alcantara and leather seats which have been given in the back, and these rear seats are also slidable. So if you some days want to give that extra bit of luggage space, so you can just slide your seats in the front like this. Yeah, but that would just mean that you have very less knee room. But yeah, this is in case there are no passengers and you want to give more boot space in the back, so you can do that as well. And also the support in the back can also be adjusted like this, but it's more upright only stay. You don't get too much of the reclining option. There is also a bit of a tunnel which is given out here because it's a quattro all-wheel drive system, but it's not that much that would hamper the middle passenger. Let's see, because it's kind of very similar to when you sit on the normal seats. My head is almost starting to brush the ceiling that way, so yeah, someone about 6 feet cannot sit in here. Although there is, if you see the design of these seats also, it's more for just 2 people in the back, and the middle one is more like just in case there is another extra passenger, then you can accommodate. But yeah, for the longer journeys, better to use the 2 seats on either side. And there is also this handrest which has been given, which has a cover, so you have to press the button, and then these are the adjustable cup holders which are given. And not just that, I had mentioned that the middle seat can be folded down too, so you can press the button and then you can fold that down. So if there are any longer objects, you can fold down this middle handrest, and then you can get that extra bit of luggage space as well. Now when it comes to these door cards, this is again still the soft touch material that they have used out here. Even for the rear passenger, there is Alcantara handrest out here, and then as I mentioned, you can put like 1 to even 1.5 liter worth of bottle, and that is pretty much it in terms of the storage in the rear. There are also 2 air conditioning vents given, but they are a little on the bottom side, so yeah, they are more likely to cool your legs than your body. So but you can control the flow of air. That is pretty much it. So this Audi RSQ3 Sportback comes with a 2.5 liter 5-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine that produces 400 horsepower and 480 Newton meters of torque. The same very engine is also put in the RS3 and also in the Audi TTRS. So you know where this car is going with its performance. So this engine is also mated to a 7-speed Stronic transmission, while it also comes with the famous Quattro all-wheel drive system on this RSQ3. So let me just not beat about the bushes, because the comfortable mode, yes, it's quite comfortable, everything is decent. It's still hard, the setup wise, but it's not that too hard because of these seats which are Alcantara, so it makes things quite bearable. But the best thing, or the best mode that you want to be in, is the dynamic. There's also an individual mode which you can customize, but yeah, dynamic pretty much just raises everything up. So now when I am in the dynamic, yes, the character just changes completely on this. Complete flip. You know, it's like having a dual character in just one car, and this car has that. So the moment you put this car in the sport mode, my god, this thing just becomes so lively. Everything stiffens up, the steering, the response from the engine, the shifts. Whoa, you easily cross like 140, 150, 180. Yeah, it's that easy in a blip. Like, you know, you just start gaining speed, and then that incredible exhaust. And also a lot of that exhaust sound also is artificially played through the speakers when you I'll just let you hear that. So the pops and the bangs happen in the exhaust in the back, but the artificial sound is also like that rumbling one to make it, you know, a little more lively, is played through these speakers, and I don't complain because it really sounds sweet, and this engine is phenomenal. And the crisp, whoa, the gear changes are so crisp. And let me put it in the manual mode. So when I put all you have to do is just basically flick the paddle shifters, and then when I do that, I can actually just let me just it's like a sports car, but it's an SUV. Whoa, this is just amazing performance from an SUV, a family SUV. Let's be honest, because this is more likely to do that, because obviously you are going to be buying an SUV, otherwise you would obviously buy a proper sports car. But yeah, this is a very good balance, and I dare say that this is a true RS car. This is a true RS car because it's got everything in it. It's exciting, yes. It just is bloody quick. It's just you have to get your mind around to the fact that this car can go fast. And the moment you start realizing that, you know, it can go fast, then you just forget that it's an SUV. You just start enjoying this car. Now, the thing is, as I mentioned, the steering wheel is also an electronic steering, so which is why it gets that dual nature. And for once, I am happy that, you know, when it's in the comfort mode, the steering setup is soft. You don't have to, it's a little laggy in terms of the feedback that way, but I don't complain. I really don't complain because it's fine for me. And once you put this car in the dynamic mode, whoa, what handling this car has. And that Quattro all-wheel drive, really, wow, it pushes you onto the side because you go that quick on these corners. And these tires, because they are performance tires, they give you that extra bit of grip in the corners. But amazing, very good setup with the steering system, especially in the dynamic. Love that. Now, when it comes to the fuel economy from this engine, which is a 5-liter, 2.5-liter engine, so on an everyday, you know, drive, you will get anywhere between 9 to 10 kilometers per liter. It's somewhere around 9 all the time, but yeah, you can on a long run get up to 10 kilometers per liter too. But when you're just thrashing it like this and being an anti-environmentalist, then you would do anywhere between 6 to 7. Yeah, that's just it. And I get, yeah, it's a performance engine, 5-cylinder turbocharged, so it's going to be using more fuel and eking out all of those 400 horsepowers. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's really okay, because you get to have so much of fun. Whoops, that was the wrong gear. There we go. 7,000 redlining those RPMs. Now, when it comes to the suspension, you get the RS grade suspensions on this one, and they are pretty amazing because you don't get any roll from these suspensions. In fact, the ride is quite poised. It's always in the corner also. Like, you just throw this car in, and then yeah, it just is so stable. It's completely stable. In fact, let me do a slalom and show you how pointy it is, because it moves like a sporty sedan, in many ways. That chassis is just superb on this RSQ3, which is why I said this is a true RS car, proper RS. I really love what Audi Sport has done with this one, because it makes things a lot more exciting, especially when you're going to your office, let's say, before starting up, and then you want a bit of fun, then yeah, you can have that and then go back to your office in the comfort mode after that. Now, when it comes to the brakes, you get RS brake calipers and ceramic brakes, and the performance from that, let me show you. So I'll go from 100 to 0 and do an emergency stop. Whoa, that is just incredible. That performance from the brakes is just incredible. They just, whoa. This car is like an SUV and a heavy car, so for that, yeah. When it comes to the noise and the vibrations, it's very well done, because the quality of materials and the fit and finish is really good. There's no vibrations or rattling of any plastic or anything out here. And when it comes to the noise, yeah, the only noise you want to hear is this, and that comes through to your cabin, and it's the sweet sounding engine noise, which is really good. But apart from that, you don't get any other noise coming or leaking into the car, because it's got acoustic glass in the front, in the back, and in the side, and that's what helps it keep things quiet inside the cabin. Now, when it comes to the safety systems on this Audi RSQ3 Sportback, you get 6 airbags, 2 for the front driver and the passenger, 2 side airbags again for the driver and the passenger. There are 2 curtain airbags. There is also the Audi Pre-Sense, which is like a whole mixture of different safety systems. There's also adaptive cruise control, but that adaptive cruise control is an optional extra on this RSQ3. So yeah, you have to pay an additional extra bit for that, which is also an optional currently on this car as well. And there is also the child isofix points in both the rear seats, but it's also got the cover, so yeah, you are probably going to lose that cover also. So make sure you just keep it handy, or just put it in some corner properly. And there is also a 360-degree camera system, which is again an optional extra on this RSQ3 Sportback. And that 360-degree camera is really brilliant, because it's so crisp, it's so smooth, and the output from that is really good. I mean, you can just select any view that you want from your screen, and on your the screen is actually split between 2 screens as well. So one time it keeps showing you the 360 view, and on the other one you can select which view you want to see on your screen. So yeah, that is also really good. Then there is the different safety systems like your ABS, your EBD, the electronic stop signal, which when I braked hard, you saw the parking lights come up. Then there is the traction control. There is also the hill ascent and the descent control. Then there is the rear and the front passenger warning system, and also the front collision warning when you are driving. So yeah, it would show you all on your screen itself. So yeah, all these safety systems are like all given. Now, when it comes to the pricing, this Audi RSQ3 Sportback in the standard option without all these extra optional, which is your black pack and the adaptive cruise and all that. So with that, it comes in at around 255,000 dirhams, and this particular model, which is a fully loaded with all these optional extras, comes in at around 281,000 dirhams. Now, for this price point, for once, I really like this car. I know it's a bit silly, but it's one of the best. It's not one of the best, it is the best performance car in its segment, because it's got the dual nature that way. And let's be honest, it's got amazing interiors, Alcantara use of a carbon fiber, the seats are comfortable, and it's also got this mighty 2.5 liter engine, turbocharged, which is 5-cylinder, and it sounds really good, and that torque and the power is just amazing. And let's not forget, it's the color, because oh my god, everywhere I go or whoever's driving next to me is either seeing this car or checking it out or slowing down, or even I saw a couple of guys take photos of this car as well. So I mean, yeah, for that it really is an eye-catching car. And let's be honest, in this color you are going to be noticed immediately. So yeah, I think this is a definite consideration if you are looking for a car which is fast and also sensible. I know it's a little insensible car that way, but let's be honest, insensible is sometimes fun too, and I really recommend this car. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching this video. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, then you can click here, and if you want to watch more videos, then click here. I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care, and stay safe.